I'm gonna be honest with you, Chris. You segued from having more sex and masturbating to me way for me to feel comfortable. I know where you're going, but as a listener to it, I don't know if you were you asking me to fuck you or jerk you off? Because I'm very confused.
Interesting how you didn't decline both of them.
We stole it. Get out of here, scatter.
Joe clapping his ass cheeks. I'm harder as a motherfucker right now.
Like, oh, hey, your dummy thick, what's good?
Ching chong, me want more meatball.
Sometimes it comes small portions, sometimes you can come in mega.
Chris, safe word.
like that.
Safe word, Chris. What's the safe word?
Relationship's like a fart. You gotta force it, it's probably shit.
I didn't order no huevos. I wanted some eggs.
This pilot podcast can be summed up as the physical definition of a fucking aneurysm.
Welcome, Insomniacs, to the... Wow.
You want to try it again?
Yeah, I'm going to go one more time on that one. That's that rough start. I mean, wake myself up.
Get them next time, boys.
Blow some air into the
I'm okay with it.
Welcome, Insomniacs, to episode 12 of the Insomnicast. It's a rough night. I can't do the intro, apparently. The Insomnicast is a late-night type talk show where we talk about all the things you never thought you'd ever think about. I am your one host, the tri-bred, trifecta, triceratops from the tri-state area, Aerrick. And I'm pass it off to...
All right, I'm just going to pick up the mantle here. It's Swivel. Hope you guys are having a great start to your new year. I know I certainly am not. So let's just get on with the podcast, shall we? Mike, take it away.
Oh, wow, I'm superseding Joe. Damn. Anyway, I'll leave it up to the next host, Joseph, the Schnauzer Longhammer.
Aerrick's reaction. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for listening and checking out our channel. Chris, I'm sorry you're having a shitty year. My year's actually going pretty well. I got like a tattoo like fixed and everything, and I got a new tattoo as well. So I'm doing like the whole recovery thing right now. I'm being like a little bit of a bitch right now with the newest one on my chest, but my year's going pretty good, and I hope you guys are having a great year as well. So I don't have no idea what we have planned for tonight, but let's get started, boys.
Wait a minute.
Well, you see, wait. Okay, no, hold on. I gotta go into this. For the last couple of episodes, Joe has not requested access to the format, so him saying he doesn't know what we're talking about tonight is simply by choice. He has access to the podcast format.
And speaking of recovery,
we're sponsored by that, man.
Yeah, so sometimes Swivel makes some interesting decisions, and we all know throughout the history of this podcast the interesting decisions that I've made when it comes to dating, especially in 2020, and I seem to carry over a lot of those principles on steroids in 2021. And let's just say I took on a lot of baggage. Might as well call me United, because that shit did not go where it was supposed to.
Jesus.
And so United, if you had any thoughts of sponsoring us, I'm sure that just flew right out the window like your Boeing 747s.
Oh my god.
Well, what's interesting is your little holiday to DC and your dating life both involve pepper spray.
I guess call any DC trip being on my itinerary or my official President Swivel travel itinerary, nor do I recall this being in the official outline of the podcast.
Oh, this is just improv, man.
So you're an improv guy now. Okay, that explains it.
He takes one improv class at NYU, and the dude's a fucking king.
There's only one room for a failed comedian on this podcast, and it's coming up later in the Swivel update. So there's some reason to stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought really us thinking that this is a successful podcast was the whole joke.
This is a podcast?
Oh my god. Well, all right, so it's not on the format, but I did want to bring up that we usually do a What Are You Drinking segment. So, Civ, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking currently a sweet red wine, Stella Rosa, just the regular red. I prefer, unlike a lot of people for some reason, I prefer the sweeter wines. A lot of people for some reason prefer the dry wines. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it's just because of their personality, but I like the sweet ones.
Ouch! I like dry.
And I'm good for the reds and the white Moscatos. Well, that explains your open then to the podcast.
Anyway, so Mike, are you drinking anything fun?
Yeah, just back to the Devil's Bathtub. I still have a good amount of the bottle left, so sipping on that right now.
Ah,
You
right,
and
the
this-
Belle Delphine water that you have.
Yeah, yeah. You and this Belle Delphine water.
Yeah. And then Joe, are you
Actually-
drinking anything?
I got some amaretto.
Nice.
You just woke up and you're already drinking amaretto.
That's the life of a true
It's for the
alcoholic right there.
segment.
Wake up and drink.
Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. My house smells like it's burning. It might be my laundry. Give me 1 second.
That's fine, because I also have to pee, so we might as well break real quick, because I'm gonna go piss. And then I want to tell you what
Oh my God.
I'm gonna tell you guys what I'm drinking, because I bought it specifically for this recording.
Also, I love the fact that Civ somehow managed to burn his apartment down with his clothing.
So I sniffed my laundry. It wasn't my laundry, and so then I had to double check and make sure it wasn't my bathroom.
Why was your bathroom be on fire?
Well, it just smells. It just smells smoky, and so I think it's potentially my neighbors upstairs cooking some dinner.
They're cooking dinner in their bathroom or your bathroom. Chris is actually recording from a federal penitentiary right now after a week ago.
You know, by the time this actually gets released, a week ago is going to be like a week from now.
Okay, so to give people a timeline, we're recording on January 17th. So actually it would have been 10 days ago from
11.
when
11
11
It was
days from your
January.
DC trip.
It was
I thought-
January 6th.
I thought you weren't there, but it's interesting how you have the timeline ready to go, sir.
You know, I
That's
keep
right,
up with
bro.
the news, so yeah, Eric. Just a quick update. I went and sniffed my laundry. It wasn't my laundry, so I just had to double check and make sure it wasn't my bathroom. So I think it just might be my neighbors upstairs.
Yeah, okay. They're just on fire. That's fine.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just to recap before you went to go make sure there wasn't a fire and I went to pee real
Oh,
quick. So you're drinking a sweet red wine. Mike's drinking Belle Delphine's bathwater. Joe's drinking amaretto. Well, I did something special this week. I figured we do this bit from time to time, and I was like, let me get something I've never had before. So I bought Labatt Blue Seltzer.
Ew.
Labatt Blue hard seltzer.
What's the matter with you?
I got a fucking 12-pack of them, so we'll see how it is. I haven't opened them yet.
I would have been much happier if you came out and said you got White Claw or something. But
Yeah.
Labatt?
So I like seltzers. I do like hard seltzers. I'm not gonna bash them. They're fucking delicious. I can slam a bunch
seltzers
of them.
yeah, absolutely.
So
I'll get
I
White
usually
Girl drunk. I'll get White Girl drunk any day.
Yeah, and I'll usually drink like a Truly's or a White Claw, and there's one other one that I'll get. I can't remember the brand, but it's always there on sale. I've bought one seltzer before from a brewery. It was Evil Genius, a local Philly brewery. They made seltzers, and that's the only time I've bought a beer, a seltzer from a brewery. I took a sip out of it and I threw up instantly. I had like 2 beers beforehand, so it wasn't like I threw up because I drank too much. I took one sip and threw up, like started gagging, ran to the bathroom and threw up. So as a special bit for this bit of the podcast, I'm going to crack it open and take a sip, and that might be the end of the episode.
Just to give some listeners' perspective of why Aerrick hates himself, not only did he go ahead and buy this, he's also lactose intolerant and chooses to drink whole milk on the daily.
All right, so I'm smelling it. It smells good. I do drink whole milk. Well, ever since I started drinking whole milk more often, I haven't been having as much issues with like cheese and stuff. So I don't know. Your body changes every 7 years, so I'm assuming that I'm just good now.
You've
but
also been complaining about, your gastro intro.
Guys, I really don't think that's the real Aerrick.
I don't know what it's called.
Oh, we'll get into that. Let me take a sip of this and see how that is. All right, so that's super delicious. That's good. I'll say Labatt Blue Seltzer is actually way better than I expected it to be. The bar was set evil genius, gonna make me throw up right away. It's actually pretty good. I can't find the actual like nutritional value, the nutritional facts or whatever on it. It tells me how much sugar's in it, so I might die tomorrow morning based on if there's a shit ton of sugar in it.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with those sugar drinks. I remember those lime-maritas, margarita things from Bud Light. That was a rough night.
Yeah, it doesn't say what sugar's in it. Well, we'll see.
We'll find out because I already see 5 of everyone.
All right, so that was our bit for the drinks. All right, I was surprised. I thought that was going to be a little more climactic of having a Labatt Blue Seltzer, but no, turned out pretty good.
Just having a fifth.
Just like your seltzer, it's just kind of bland. It's there, but we don't really care for it.
Yeah, it's Labatt,
shots?
man. It's Labatt. It's kind of
It's the official beer, or is that Molson?
And it's funny because according to the French, that's also the same thing that caused coronavirus. Labatt.
Apparently, they believe it could be minks, not bats. See, Chris is actually dying inside.
Chris is laughing, but we can't hear his laugh. That's kind of upsetting.
Just your face of disappointment when I said Labatt. It's Labatt.
Yeah.
Labatt.
Yeah. Do we want to jump into? We got a couple of good segments in this episode queued up for us. We have, our news read. We have the ad read. We have the air butting with Joe. What do you guys want to jump to?
Well, I will say, on the more serious note, if this ends up not getting cut, that honestly, what happened on that day is disgusting. The people who did it need to be brought to justice. I hope that they see all the charges that could possibly be thrown at them, and make an example of them, that this should not happen again. We are better than this. And I believe that if, for the people who've always proclaimed law and order, they really didn't show that. They showed disregard to law enforcement. For people who claim to be patriots, they showed complete disregard to what our country has been founded on, the peaceful transfer of power from one presidency to the next. And it is absolutely disrespectful, disheartening, and I hope this is the only time in our lifetimes we ever have to see this.
So I know that was a serious moment from Mike, and I appreciate that from you, man. But I do just want to say, when you said they get all of the charges thrown at them, I'm just thinking of like someone sitting in a courtroom and just the judge or prosecutor throwing charges at them.
I think a lot of people just need to take a big step back from politics. A lot of people are doing a lot of talking. Not many people are doing a lot of listening. And I don't think any one of us agrees with what happened on January 6th. But, there needs to be a real change in culture in this country, and it's not happening.
Although I would say this is a fairly decent bit of us talking about it, to be.
I got the OG. Planners cheese balls.
Jesus Christ.
You got what?
Were you saying Jesus Christ to my burp, or Jesus Christ to the fact that I have the OG Planters cheese balls.
I think he was saying Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Yeah, Jesus. I've never had those, I don't think.
Oh, fucking delicious. They're the OG.
I don't think you know what OG stands for, if you think it's an abbreviation of the word original.
Nah, it's
Original gangster.
Yeah, OG stands for original gangster.
I knew that. But I used it for original.
Just like
too.
how do you know what OPP stands for?
Optimus Prime.
Yeah, you knew me.
Nah, OPP, you know me. Nah, official play a pimp.
Oh, I thought it was Optimus Prime.
No, close. That's very close to official play a pimp. Yeah, I'm an OPP. Yeah, you know me.
You know what?
Wu-Tang ain't no
Wait, Mike should know what this means. What's CCP?
I feel like that's the stuff on your hard drive that you don't want the police finding out.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, but there's 2 C's. I need to know what the first C is.
If you have to ask, you can't afford it.
I don't want to afford it. I don't want to be able to afford that.
Circus clown porn?
That would be it.
So anyways, Airbud 3. He's a soccer player. We got
Are we
Airbud
just jumping into
World-
it?
Apparently.
I guess so.
Joe's getting his
I didn't fucking finish!
Joe's getting his 5 minutes of talking in. He wants to get it done out of the way early.
Are you doing it so then you can just spend the rest of the podcast just looking at your phone?
No. Maybe. I don't know, man. So anyways, Airbud World Pup. It's the third one. It's soccer, so he went from football to football, or soccer, depends on where you're from. Or also known as Airbud 3. So the thing is about this...
Oh, because World Cup. World Pup.
Yeah. 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 Right?
I don't know why I fucking did that.
So this is actually like with a brand new dog and all. It's still Buddy, like the dog, because like the first one died of cancer, because fuck cancer. But pretty much the story of this one is like not only can he play basketball, he can play football, he can also play soccer.
We have a question from the audience.
Why is this so depressing?
For what, a dog playing? Dude, I fucking love dogs. They're awesome.
First we talk about a failed coup, and now we're talking about a dog that got cancer. I'm about to kill myself.
You forgot to say fuck cancer. You forgot to say fuck cancer at the end of that.
Chris, is it only depressing to you because the coup failed, or...
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh.
Alright, so...
So the dog and the family, they all move and everything again, and it turns out Buddy sees another golden retriever named Molly, and guess what happens? They have puppies! Yeah!
Did they record
so
that
it turns
scene?
out...
Just...
I don't want to go into details with that. I don't like that. I'm uncomfortable with that.
What?
But anyways, what? So the dog plays for the soccer team, and there's been some issues. Like, you can't have a dog on your team. And like, all right, well, what is our options? Like, either your whole team forfeits, or you just take the dog off your team. And they're like, oh, man, well, fuck this. So they stop and everything. But it turns out some asshole was going to kidnap the puppies and sell them as, like, hey, there's, like, this famous dog's puppies and stuff. However, they stopped that motherfucker. So... The final team is like they're in like the championship against Norway, and they're down. So they're able to save the puppies. Buddy's supposed to get to the game, and he makes it. And the team wins the World Cup by a penalty shootout. So yeah, that's Airbud 3.
Why is it?
Well,
why is it that every single time you explain the movie to me, I end up leaving with more questions?
Yeah, I have a ton of questions. I did drop an image into our pod chat for everyone. I'll post it to the Instagram, which, by the way, we have an Instagram now for all the listeners. We'll talk about it at the end of the episode. But I have so many questions about why this dog is wearing fucking sunglasses. Are sunglasses part of soccer? Now, I played soccer when I was like 6, and I don't remember if sunglasses were part of the gear you had to wear.
so you didn't have the soccer field lights on if the sun was out, but then once it gets lower, then they put on the field lights. Sometimes, I remember some field lights were new, and they were like really bright and blinding.
Did you play with Airbud in the World Cup?
I fucking wish I
World
did.
Pup, Michael, get it right.
No.
If I played any sport with Airbud, that'd be on the top of the list of my resume.
But my question is that this dog is playing at a school level. Why are they facing Norway? Where did the Norwegians come from?
Oh, no, they went to the FIFA World Championship.
Oh, this was a FIFA-sponsored event.
Yeah.
How?
It's the story,
Wait,
man.
these are children
Hollywood.
playing in FIFA?
So it's I guess they did a little league in between. I don't remember much of it.
By not remembering much, you mean not remembering the Wikipedia page, or?
Yeah, that.
I thought we paid you to watch the damn movies.
Well, I can't find it, and it's not free. All right.
Which one is it? You can't find it, or is it not free? How would you know it's not free if you can't find it?
He makes a good point.
And all this shit going on. All right.
Yeah, that's true. That is a solid point. How do you know it's not free? You clearly had to find it somewhere for sale to know that it wasn't free.
And if it was for sale, why didn't you buy it? It was on sale.
You guys wonder how I'm going to be an attorney? This is how I would cross-examine someone.
Cancer that you spoke of, I feel like you touched base on it, but you didn't really go further. A little bit more about that. And then, we'll see where it goes from there. But this one was just a dry air. It was a ground bud.
So, all in favor of censoring Joe?
More.
As my co-host for the next debate of whether or not ass eating is a good thing between the pro ass eating side of the debate, Mr. Kroll, returning for after a victorious debate performance in the last show, where he debated so furiously about pineapple on pizza. And Mr. Long, who won't be on stage for very long because he is part of the non-ass eating campaign.
So if I may, before we bring out the candidates, for the listeners to give them a little bit of background about this topic, in recent years, we've seen a lot of debate about ass eating and whether people are for or against ass eating. Now, the Generation Z and Generation X culture, and I think there's one more, Y, I don't know, fucking millennials and below millennials and a little bit of Gen X have been bringing ass eating to the limelight and really, making it more of a pop culture phenomena that we see in the world. There's a fine article on Barstool you can find about this, the reputable website of Barstool if you want to do more research. But we wanted to bring two people on either side of this debate to discuss whether they're pro or whatever the anti-pro is against ass eating. Now, it is a delicacy in many countries, and we just wanted to bring out our two hosts, or our two debaters, master debaters, as some would call them. Chris?
As a ass-eating aficionado as myself, I am pleased to host this debate with you, Mr. Marcinka, and hopefully we can have a very fruitful debate about the benefits and the downside, pun intended, of eating ass. And if we can please bring out the two candidates, Mr. Kroll, Mr. Long.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, so we have our two hosts, or goddamn, our two debaters. I'm a host, and Chris is a host. I keep fucking this up, and Mr. Civil, I apologize. It's my first time moderating a debate, so I might be a little raw here, as the assholes are that are being eaten.
Okay,
so
that's what this is all about, going in raw.
Yeah, it's all about just really getting in there, going in deep, and getting to the answers at the bottom of the butthole. So we're going to bring out our first debater, Mr. Kroll.
Well, I figured, really it should be Joe starting off with the opening statement because he is clearly the most prepared person here.
So you'll concede your time to your fellow debater? Okay.
No,
so
no.
Joe, as the new as the newest person.
I was saying Joe should start off since he is the incumbent challenger.
Well, so he's actually the challenger.
I don't know the meaning of the word.
So anyway, Mr. Long, you and Mr. Kroll have fought so vehemently in recent weeks on the campaign trail about the topic of eating ass and whether or not it is a nutritional thing, a valuable thing for society, or if it's something that's actually hurting our culture in the process. And as the challenger in this race, we'd like to first open the floor to you for a 2-minute opening statement about why you are opposed to eating ass.
So, it's not only Mike that I had discussions with about this, Mr. Civil, but also you. But I'm pretty much just going to state the fact I don't do it because I don't want to do it. I don't like it. If other people want to do it, then they do their thing. That's fine. But it's just not my thing. So if someone wants to eat ass, go ahead. If I'm not doing it. It's not my thing.
Sir, you have like a minute and a half. Are you sure you want to leave it on that?
Yeah, I'm going to leave it on that because I'm going to sit here and drink because there's nothing else for me to say. I'm just going to leave it there. You can say whatever you want. It's funny. It's true. Whatever. I'm not going to do it. I'm never going to do it. It's not my thing. But if other people want to, fine.
So, seeing that you didn't use too much of your time, Mr. Kroll, the same question to you. You've fought so vehemently for the topic of ass eating and why it is beneficial for our culture. And if you'd like, you now have 2 minutes to make your opening statement about the benefits of eating ass.
I will say to start off with, I did not want to start this topic. I didn't want to debate it. It was more so just thrown at me. But like the good-natured man that I've been raised to be, when something has been presented, what do? You dive in head first and you attack it, and that's what I'm doing here. I was raised by a working class family, and sometimes you just didn't have enough to eat, so you would just have to eat whatever is served. When it comes down to your partner, the same should apply. When you are down there and it is presented to you, you might as well dig in. And some of you might detract and say that is nasty. You can get strep throat from it. And I say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Well, it's a solid opening statement from both parties. I really do think, you guys definitely touched on, your opinions here.
I didn't say I was done, sir.
I'm pretty sure I'm the moderator and tell you when your time's over. And I'm pretty sure you're over time at this point. Please do not debate the moderator. You debated me last week about pizza.
And someone's still salty about losing.
Our first question is for Representative Longhammer. Our first question is about what is it in your repertoire that makes ass eating so disgusting?
That's where the poo-poo comes from.
I'm going to need a little bit more information from you.
Like, it would be fun for other people. They do it. They look forward to it. People like it. It's their kink or whatever. It helps them feel whatever, like sexy, dominant, all that. There's a whole like sex field for it and stuff. But it's just not my thing.
For the second question, I would like to direct towards Mr. Kroll. Now, Mr. Kroll, as you know, rimming or ass eating, rimming as its medical term, can transmit bacteria like E. coli and viruses like hepatitis A and various kinds of intestinal parasites. So there are obviously some risks to eating ass. And especially for younger generations who have been more prone to experimenting with this kind of sexual act, why are you right and your opponent wrong about the dangers of eating ass? And are there protections that those individuals can take when eating the booty hole?
Well, just like everything, you have to be safe. You have to be secure. Especially when it comes down to sex, you should go ahead and be checked. If anything, this should ensure that you are more healthy. You should take extra precaution in what you're doing. Yes, it may be more risky. Yes, you can put yourself out there, but the whole activity puts you at risk. For the worst parasite of all, babies. However, unlike the parasite that is a 9-month tumor growing out of your partner's stomach, it is preventable. You can go ahead to the doctor and get checked out. You can make sure everything is clean beforehand. And more importantly, tongue punching the brown starfish does not result in babies. I yield my time.
Sorry, I know you're yielding your time. I just had a follow-up question with that statement. Is it prescribed that you should see a doctor beforehand every single time?
Well, I believe with any partner, you should be going to the doctor beforehand. Sometimes the doctor is the partner. Depends on how close of a relationship you have with them and how much your insurance covers.
Well, my doctor does hold my balls and ask me to cough, so I think we're in a pretty committed relationship. Chris, I believe you had another question as a moderator.
So, one of the research groups, Anal Cleansing for America, they ran a research study about the benefits of anal cleansers in the bathroom when flushing the toilet. I believe the French have these. I'm currently forgetting the word as I am failing as a host here.
Bidet.
A bidet, yes.
A bidet, yeah.
Yeah, a bidet. Or a buddy, as we like to call them in America. But they ran a study saying that using that kind of equipment to clean the fart box is a beneficial form of preparing for ass eating. Sort of like they compared it to washing the dishes before you served up the meal. Mr. Kroll, if you have time to respond.
Was there a question in that, or were you just giggling?
I have an actual question. This is for both parties to respond. It looks like he may have been given some laughing gas. So I did poll a couple of our listeners to get some solid questions about this debate topic, as it is a hot topic for people in our generation. I did poll this. Shannon from Kentucky had sent in a question. Thank you, Shannon, so much for your question. The question we have here is, with ass eating becoming the new craze in young adults, is this something that we should be teaching our children in the education system via sex ed? And I will yield that question first off to Kroll.
Unlike hamstring haggis over here, I believe that we should be educated, we should be safe, we should have fun. And clearly he is a man who just chooses not to have fun. He chooses to not please his partner and leave them hanging at the door. So yes, we should educate them. I know what you're thinking. You should educate them at the right age. Don't let them find out by themselves. Especially because yoga can be expensive. And we'll leave it at that.
And Mr. Long, your rebuttal.
What I don't want to say, like my colleague / other opposite debater, Mr. Kroll stated earlier, was that, oh, you don't have to worry about a 9-month parasite in your belly and stuff. That is true. You can acknowledge that. But however, when it comes to that, it all depends on whom is engaging in the act. It is their relationship. It is their choice. So if they decided to eat ass, fine. But it's their choice. If they wanted to expand their family, they can do that. They can have fun with the other parts of the body. And besides eating ass, you can do other things to help stimulate the ass with, there's all toys and experiments and everything, but you don't have to quote tongue punch a fart box.
Sir, have you actually experimented in such behaviors yourself?
I'm sorry, he's interrupting me.
Mr. Kroll, could you please not interrupt the debate?
I want extra time for that.
All right, Snorky.
We'll allocate 5 extra seconds. Please finish your thought.
Hey, Mr. Simple. So, there are other ways to help stimulate the body and all, and again, it's like that's what you need to do to experiment and everything. But, while you're doing other toys, you can use your mouth, to kiss the legs, kiss the stomach, the neck, the ears, everything. So, there can be more stimulation for the person that you're doing this to. Anyways, so there are other ways to do that besides eating ass, which I recommend you shouldn't do because there's other dangerous factors where if you do that, sure, you have to worry about STDs and all these other things, but if you do that, you have a chance of, E. coli and, eating dingleberries and shit, which, I shouldn't do. But, if people want to, they can, but I recommend you shouldn't do it and find other fun ways to have sex in a fun, safe, consenting way.
Brings us to the final topic of this debate, and another study group was done. The Mothers of America chimed in on this topic, and their stance on this issue of ass eating was that eating ass leads to a happier and healthier marriage. They ran a study between 750 married couples, and the conclusion that they found was that 80% of the husbands who actually performed the deed of sticking their tongue inside of their wife's dirty mold cave actually saved their marriage. And while the 40% of the 60% who didn't eat ass actually led to divorce after 10 years. And so we'll start with you this time, Mr. Long. Why are the Mothers of America wrong? And you right about eating ass when statistically not eating ass has led to a higher divorce rate among straight and homosexual couples.
After 10 years of marriage, if don't eat ass, they divorce.
Now you're getting to the bottom of it.
So, that is something that is between the couples. That is something that should have been established during the relationship, during, the first couple of dates, the 3-month anniversary, 6-month anniversary, the year anniversary, the engagement. That should have been discussed beforehand. It's like, hey, will you love me for richer, for poor, for better, for worse, or eating my ass? That's something that should be decided between them. That is their choice. That if they want to eat ass in 10 years or divorce in 10 years, their decision. But again, like I said in my previous statement, they need to find other ways if they want to make it work. Maybe counseling, or I'm not saying go and eat ass, but maybe try other things, other experiments to see what you truly like. But if that couple's choice is divorce because they decide not to eat ass, I have no connection to it whatsoever. That is the couple's choice, not mine, because I'm not in charge of other people's actions. Just don't eat ass.
Mr. Kroll, what is your response to the Mothers of America stating that eating ass has saved their marriage?
I would have to agree, and I believe my colleague is mistaken. Relationships change with the people. Sometimes doing the same thing gets repetitive and boring. And a recent study from the Mothers in Lasting Families said that. So the group Mothers in Lasting Families have said that trying to find the middle ground to please your partner and experimenting in the bedroom is one surefire way to keep your relationship dynamic and going. And clearly my colleague chooses to have the same meal every day, day in and day out. And I believe variety is the spice of life. As long as you're eating from a clean plate, go ahead and spice up your life.
Well, those were just great points made by our debaters tonight. And I hope, the listeners of this debate, 2021 debate number 2, I really hope that you've heard some really interesting facts here. And I thank you, Mr. Kroll and Mr. Long, for coming along with us on this journey of why or why not to eat ass. I really appreciate you guys talking your points, bringing intellectual argument into the dome that we're in tonight. And I really do want to thank you for the platforms that you guys run on. I appreciate it. I think these are things that people are talking about in our generation that just need to be heard.
I would like to thank my colleague for giving his time, giving his best effort, and hopefully he will see the error of his ways. And considering that he has no taste buds anymore, he might as well dig in.
I would thank the colleague for respecting my time and all, and I will think about it, but I will most likely never let it happen.
Well, I can think we can all say that we're a fan of the Fanny debate, and I think both candidates really did a great job of digging into this one, and hopefully we did a great job in rectifying the rectum conversation. And thank you once again for joining us on the Insomnicast debates, and we'll see you next time. This week's episode is brought to you by ExactFly. We fly you exactly where you want to go.
In these trying times of COVID, do you find yourself wanting a vacation but not knowing where you want to go? Well, if that's the case, then go fly Southwestern, because this ad read is not for you. Our sponsor, ExactFly, is for those who know exactly where they want to go. Show up to the airport and they fly you exactly where you're going. Running from the police to Russia after whistleblowing? They know exactly where to take you. ExactFly has your back at all times. Impregnate a local and need to run away so you can avoid paying child support? ExactFly knows where you need to go. You need to go home to some family in Florida. So we have everything that you want at ExactFly. You know where you want to go, we'll take you there. ExactFly has your back, like we said earlier. Maybe you just need to fly to Colombia to help out that cartel guy you pissed off way too much by impregnating his sister. Well, you're going to shove those drugs right up your booth, because that's what ExactFly does for you. We fly you where you are going.
So what's next on the agenda? I see here that I have dementia, and I don't know why this is going to be in the format. And I've seen that there now for 2 weeks. 2 weeks!
Yeah.
And I'm just very curious as to why I have dementia and why I don't remember why it's in the format. Anyone want to clue me on that?
You have dementia? I forgot about that.
Yeah, no, Chris, you had brought up a story this week in Snapchat that you have dementia. So I added it to the format, and you specifically said that you won't remember it being there.
No, I didn't.
All right, well, so that was a failed bit of I was going to keep putting Chris has dementia in the format to make you think you have dementia for forgetting about it.
You could have just kept it going, saying like it was just added. He has no clue what he's talking about.
Yeah, it was a failed bit by me.
And then just go and delete it from the other one.
I should have. Oh, fuck, I'm an idiot.
Maybe you have
Well,
dementia.
here's the actual new segment of Aerrick fails at a joke. That's going to be a recurring bit on every fucking podcast. He can't stick to it. Much like Joe cannot eat ass, I can't stick to jokes. What's that? Fail comedian? Are we getting into that?
Not to mention, you're an atheist and you knowingly went to a Catholic university. That makes you kind of dumb.
No, I wanted to be the smartest person in the room.
That's like being the tallest fourth grader.
I kind of wait. What does the tallest fourth grader joke mean?
Like you enrolled in a fourth grade class, and then you are the tallest fourth grader, and you were the smartest person in your university.
Just gonna walk away.
Don't forget your crayons.
So yeah, Joe, we're gonna do a bit where you just tell a joke off the top of your head.
Okay.
First thing comes to your mind.
I always go with my favorite go-to one. How come you never want to fight? How come you never want to fight a dinosaur?
How come?
Get your ass kicked.
I believe the punchline is you'll get your ass eaten, but so Tyrannosaurus coming, a T-Rex coming right at you, and just let me eat that ass.
How's he gonna spread the cheeks with those little arms?
Yeah.
Well,
that's why.
Know, man.
Yeah. Why are T-Rexes so mad?
They can't spread the cheeks.
No, because they have such tiny arms. They can't pleasure themselves.
Aw.
Yeah.
You ever feel bad? Imagine a T-Rex giving another T-Rex a high five.
I would tell you guys a joke, but I don't think anything's really been funnier than my dating life in the last year and a half. So, just gonna leave it at that.
Aw, that's more sad than funny.
No. It's pretty funny. I mean, a crack addict was thrown in there. Former crack addict.
Have to include the former.
Yeah, I figure that's probably.
Now, by
a piece of
crack addict,
information
do you
to
mean
put
she
out
was
there.
addicted to eating ass? Is that what the crack was?
I sure wish that was the case, but no, it was the cheap cocaine.
Crack isn't really cheap cocaine. It's cocaine mixed with water-ish to make like crystals that you smoke, kind of thing, like similar to meth.
How do you know that? How would you know that? Are you a former crack addict too?
My lawyer is telling me to not say anything.
No, please, the floor is yours.
No. My lawyer's signaling from the window. He's got really weird horns and looks
Well,
like the
so-
devil. But he's telling me not to say more, so I think I need to stop.
I'm surprised you know Rudy Giuliani so well.
Hey, man, me and him go way back. You know, I was in New York for 9/11.
Anyway,
I rest my case.
I thought this bit was done already.
No. Are you putting your hair in a bun for any particular reason?
It's a full bun.
Are you planning on eating ass or servicing someone?
No.
Wait, yeah. So actually, this is an interesting question that maybe we should discuss. Is eating ass considered to be acceptable in like a keto diet or a gluten-free diet?
Well, that depends on your partner's eating habits. It depends on your partner's eating habits. They have to also be keto, vegan, or whatever.
Well, wouldn't it really depend on their pooping habits?
Well, what they eat is what they're pooping.
But what they poop is what they ate.
You're saying the same thing I said.
Mike,
what
weigh in
they're
on
eating
this.
is what they're pooping. So, yes,
Well-
if you're eating ass and you are a vegan or on keto or on whatever dietary restriction plan that you have set in front of you, your partner should be as well, because if you're eating ass, you therefore are gaining the nutrients that they also ate.
Well, all I'm going to say is if I'm going to eat something between two buns, it better be grass-fed and free range. Doesn't necessarily need to be organic though.
What's the fat to lean beef ratio that is acceptable for you then when it comes to eating ass? I'd probably say mine would be around 85% to 15%, I'd say.
I don't deal in macros, which I feel like is where we're getting into, so I don't know. Just don't eat a chimichanga from 7-Eleven.
Yeah, that seems like a good piece of advice.
I mean, I feel like eating a chimichanga from 7-Eleven is like getting E. coli already. If anything, it's a good trial run.
Now, I don't know if I already brought this up in the last episode because I shat 10 times in the last episode. I did not poop right for 2 weeks after eating that chimichanga. 2 chimichangas from Slevin. I will never buy them again. I say 2 weeks before I probably buy 2 more.
By the way, how's your yoga going?
Me?
Yes.
I'm not doing yoga.
I thought you were doing a whole like Marilyn Manson thing. Yeah, because the best part about improv is, you know, the no part, not the yes and.
The break for me to rip a jewel and go, no, I don't want this. I don't want this yes end. Why'd you pass it to me?
Well, who am I gonna pass it to, Joe?
All right, so yeah, I got into yoga a little bit because back in the day when you're
No, it's gone.
No,
It's
back
dead.
in the day. Whoa, no.
It's dead.
So Mike asked me about yoga. I'll talk about fucking yoga.
It's
so back
just
in the day,
like
on the school bus in middle school. There was this rumor going around that Marilyn Manson had 2 of his ribs removed so he can suck his own dick, and everyone's like, "No, that's just a rumor." Like now I'm in my 20s, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, that's just a rumor. That's not what really happened." Well, I got my boy Marilyn on the phone, and he told me he really just started doing a lot of yoga and got super flexible and started being able to suck his own dick. So what did I do? I bought a couple of yoga books, took a couple of classes, and now Mike thinks I'm sucking my own dick. Whether he's wrong or right, my lawyer's telling me not to say anything.
I was implying you're eating your own ass.
Again.
Worst episode ever.
I don't know what you're talking about. My lawyer is telling me to stop.
Well, that was a failed bit too.
Speaking of failed bits, we should probably get to the swivel update.
Welcome to the Insomnicast newscast. This is our weekly update on news that we have going on from the hosts. I am Aerrick in the studio, and I am giving you some breaking news. We have our reporter on the field, on the ground, Chris Civil, always in the most combative war zones whenever we can send him there. Chris, can we hear what you have for us today? We got the breaking news alert, and, you know, I really want to throw it over to you, so thank you for putting yourself at risk, and I really appreciate the work that you're doing. Chris?
Well, thank you, Aerrick, and welcome to the Swivel Update. I'm Christopher Swivel. More than 1 year after the official creation of the Space Force, members of the new military branch finally received their official title of Guardians. Now, Disney and Marvel Cinematic Universe took offense to this title as the Space Force commented that hundreds of submissions had been submitted before officially selecting Guardians as their official title. The submissions that they supposedly passed on were Voyagers, Cadets, and Uranus Explorers. An interesting form of odor dysfunction was highlighted this weekend on the popular social media app Snapchat called trimethylaminuria, otherwise known as fish odor syndrome. The symptoms are characterized by having a foul-smelling odor often projected by dead, rotting fish carcasses, but that's enough about my ex-girlfriend. During a Zoom call with the 2021 judge candidates, one candidate in particular paid special attention to the important and controversial topic of abortion. In his plea for endorsement by the committee, the judicial candidate stated, "Abortion rights are being eaten away." The candidate was surprised when the audience began to chuckle as the audience was surprised when the candidate was surprised when the audience began to chuckle, as one member of the audience was quoted saying, "I have no problem eating a girl out, but this is getting out of hand." Anyway, that's the Swivel Update, that's the news, and that's how I'd say it. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Chris, for sending it back to the studio. We really would love to hear more about the Uranus Explorers. Are they aware of the people eating Uranus right now? And you know what? That's the end of this week's episode of Swivel News.
I actually have a little bit that you might want to insert there.
All right, and sorry, I preemptively ended Swivel News. We're gonna jump it over to our other special reporter, Mr. Kroll. Mr. Kroll, can you tell us what you're seeing down there on the floor, on the ground, on the whatever the fuck you're in?
I'm reporting live out of Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles, where Dr. Dre has been spending the past few weeks for a brain aneurysm. Little did everyone know, Dr. Dre has had a brain aneurysm and was just released from the hospital a few days ago. But as they all say, we all forgot about Dre. No? All right. I thought that would be
I don't
funnier.
get the joke, but I'm not tracking, but thank you. Thank you.
You can cut that one out.
Kroll.
Oh no, that one stays.
Thank you, senior reporter Kroll. And I'd like to thank again our current news update, Swivel on his Swivel News. And that's all you're going to hear from us from the Insomnicast or Insomniac News. Fucking don't know the name of the channel yet. We'll figure it out. Next week, we might have a news update from Mr. Long. We'll see. This is Aerrick signing off with eat some ass, I guess. I don't know.
ING.
Insomnicast
News guys. ING.
Insomnewscast. No.
Ink.
Yeah.
You made me ink. That's the Swivel Update, and that's how we ink.
Boom.
Man, I hate myself for those jokes. I literally wrote all of those today, except for the abortion one.
Those were solid. Those were good.
Oh, I'm glad you think so, because I wanted to kill myself the entire time.
That was good.
I did hear someone chuckle when I was like, and that's enough about my ex-girlfriend.
That was me.
That was me.
Oh, we all chuckled. I made the face but moved away from the microphone, and I heard a chuckling, and I didn't know whose audio was getting picked up.
I ran the abortion joke by like 3 or 4 people before I actually did it, and they were like, "I don't get it," and I was just like, "I'm rolling with it anyway."
Yeah. Well, so you said the fish thing, and I started typing the Uranus thing in the format because I gotta send it back to the studio after. I'll do the closeout and then say that, and then you said the fish thing, and I was about to start typing something about like fish and an ex-girlfriend, and then you said it, and I was like, I don't need to say anything more.
Yeah. No.
Oh man.
I'm all for eating a girl out, but this is getting out of hand.
That's what was getting out of hand. I was like, is it getting out of hand because you can't fit both in your hands?
Nah, man, I ain't trying to eat no fetus. Trying to eat that ass.
All right. Do we have anything else before we close out that we want to touch base on?
I do not have anything that I would like to touch.
What the fuck?
Do you have anything?
Joe isn't here, so I have nothing worth touching.
Joe is here.
He's not physically here.
Again, excuse me?
You heard me.
No, thank you.
And Joe, do you have anything else?
Do what? Oh, are we closing out?
Do you have anything worth touching?
Yeah, do you have anything worth touching before we go?
Not touching, but saying just thanks for listening. I don't know what the fuck's happening.
We're not signing off yet, man. You don't have a speech or anything prepared?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, is it my speech time?
I'm concerned. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
You haven't had a speech in a while. It's dead.
We're fucking day 17 into the new year. Still, lots of shit has happened. We don't really need to go into details of the bad shit, but you know, like I'm pretty much keeping the kind of theme of you do your own thing. Just don't let things control you and shit. Go out and have fun. Like, I'm not gonna do it, but if you wanna eat butt, go ahead, bust a nut. No, I'm kidding, but take that out.
It's days.
I'm not gonna eat butt, but let's go out and bust a nut? What?
Yeah.
What is the tagline of your speech?
I don't know. I'm done.
Can that be the title of the episode?
Oh, fuck. With the whole pandemic still going, everything, with the whole I'm not essential, I am essential. Like, everyone is essential. Everyone's important. So you are needed no matter what. You may not feel like you are, but you are. Because you are needed rather at work, rather in person. Chris, why don't you shake your hand at me? I need you, buddy. Everyone needs you for some reason. You just don't. And if you don't know it then, or don't know who needs you or how you're essential, that is your journey. So go on your journey to find out how you are essential, how you are needed, how you are loved, how you need to be taken care of. Chugging some wine, maybe get some more wine, Chris. But getting ready for work tomorrow, like that's what I'm actually looking forward to. On Tuesday, I'm off tomorrow, but I started calling people, doing the legit paperwork, and it's fun. It's going great. It's going well. So some of us may not like our jobs. Some of us just do the whole normal routine of still working from home, or they go back in the office and wear a mask. You're needed. You're special. All right, people need you in your life. And I hope you guys stay safe, stay great, and peace out.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit.
It wasn't the outro. I do have a couple of plugs, not but ones, to put in here. So we do have some streaming going on right now. I'm Fluffy Lovin' on Twitch. I'll be streaming a little bit more often here and there. You'll see some stuff in the archive that you can watch. We also started a Instagram, insomnicast.pod on Instagram. So go follow us. Go, check that out. We'll post pictures of episodes and things we've talked about and all that. We are on SoundCloud, so you can find us on SoundCloud, but we also are on Spotify, iTunes, Google, and all of the other places that you find podcasts. So definitely give us a follow, listen to our episodes, all that. And that's my butt plug segment. So on that note, I'm your one host, Aerrick, the Tri-Bird Trifecta from the Tri-State area. Thank you for tuning in to the 12th episode of the Insomnicast. We thank all of the Insomniacs. That's just what I'm going to call them now, all the listeners. Thanks for listening, and we really appreciate it. Keep giving us support and following us wherever you can. And check us out on streaming. Mike, you still haven't gotten the streaming together for us to actually do Insomniac streaming stuff, did you?
No, we were testing it out earlier with Doom, but
we'll get there. And maybe next episode, you guys will be able to actually watch us as a group streaming. So yeah, follow us wherever. We appreciate it. The other host, Chris.
I don't know, fucking know. It's Swibble.
New theme
song. I wholly endorse ass eating. I practice the art myself because ass eating is an art. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And if they do, fuck them.
I mean, you would have to because you can't really eat their ass since they won't let you.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. Anyway, you can find me wherever you can find me. Shoot me a DM if you want. I enjoy talking to people. If not, well, then continue enjoying your miserable lives. Mike, take it away.
I would like to thank the mothers and loving families for helping me in the debate. Even though it was a challenging debate, but I had to take a stance that I don't necessarily always practice. But it was
Just
for
real
worthy.
quick. Take a stance on me. Take a stance on me. Okay, anyway.
Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. Keep doing you. Keep being beautiful. And try not to DM Civ. I've been in his DMs. It's like a swamp, and he is Shrek. Take it away, Snorky.
I did earlier, didn't I?
No.
Fuck, I have dementia.
You did your speech, and then you signed off at the end of your speech, so I just forced the close, but you still have to sign off.
Thanks for listening, guys. Like Aerrick and everyone else said, we're starting to stream more. We have our Instagram up and running. We're gonna be brewing more. I have a barrel. Let us know, like, in our posts on Instagram or like comments on Twitch and stuff, what your favorite type of whiskey is. That way we can like mix it with some beer that we'll make for you guys to try out. And yeah, just stay safe, and we'll keep you guys updated on when we post shit and stuff.
When did you get a barrel?
2
Were you
years ago.
staring down the barrel of a 45?
Well, you see, he joined the Navy.
No,
and
I
they told
thought
him
that
about
barrel.
the barrel. They told him
That
about the barrel, and he bought
That
a barrel.
explains. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's in the barrel today.
Wow.
That explains why he's so
If I
sore.
was in that barrel right now, I'd be pretty scared.
And also a
Yeah.
little happy.
All right. Have to sign off. Insomnicast pod. Insomnicast.pod on Instagram. Follow us.
How do you spell that?
IN.
SOMIAC.
That's as far as I can get.
Cool. All right. Bye, guys.
INSOMNICAST.pod on Instagram.
Pod is not a letter, sir.
Puddle of mud. Puddle of dirt. Anyway.
Come on.